Your cat is sitting peacefully on the floor, and suddenly, they hop onto your leg or scale your back like a tree. Why do cats suddenly climb on you without any warning? Yes, it usually ends with pointy claws and a few uncomfortable marks on your skin. But behind that sudden burst of vertical energy, there is a hidden psychological reason that most owners completely miss. It is one of the most primitive, hardwired things your cat can do. And if you misunderstand it, pushing them away angrily, you could be ignoring a desperate message they are trying to send you right in that very second. Let's start with what happens right before the jump. 1. You are the perfect moving tree. Have you ever noticed that your cat is more likely to climb your leg when you are wearing thick jeans or a heavy winter coat? That is not a coincidence. It is actually called the denim trigger. To understand this, we have to look at the shape of your cat's claws. They are slightly curved downward. This specific shape was designed by nature for one single purpose: gripping into the thick, rough bark of trees to pull their body weight upward. When you wear jeans, the thick fabric perfectly mimics the texture of tree bark. Your cat's brain sees your leg, and their instincts immediately tell them that this is a safe, climbable surface. But why you, and not the actual cat tree in the corner? Because you are a tree that moves. You are the only tall object in the house that travels from room to room. By climbing onto your shoulder, they get a dynamic, moving 360-degree view of their entire territory. They can see everything from up there, and you are doing all the walking for them. 2. The human ladder illusion. If you have a kitten, you probably experience this a lot more often. Kittens are tiny, and they simply lack the muscle mass in their back legs to clear a 4-foot jump onto a kitchen counter or a high shelf. But they still have the intense desire to be up high. So, how do they get there? They use the human ladder. They view your pants and your shirt as a literal staircase to reach the high-value territory, which is usually your face or whatever you are holding in your hands. But when an adult cat does this, it is a bit different. They already have the jumping power. So when a fully grown cat suddenly scales your body, they are making a very deliberate social choice. 3. The ancient tree dweller instinct. Spending years around cats and learning from top feline behaviorists has shown me that the best way to understand our pets is to look at their history. Long before cats were sleeping on our soft couches, their ancestors, like the Proelurus, lived entirely in the forests. In the wild, the ground is an unpredictable place where larger animals roam. To stay completely safe, these ancient wildcats lived high up in the branches. This is a concept often talked about by famous experts like Jackson Galaxy, who refers to certain cats as tree dwellers. For these types of cats, confidence is directly tied to their vertical space. The higher they are, the braver they feel. When a cat suddenly feels unsure about something in the room, maybe a strange new noise outside, or a new guest sitting on the sofa, their ancient DNA kicks in. They do not run under the bed, they go up. And if you are standing right there, your shoulder is the absolute fastest route to a high place. Climbing you gives them that instant height advantage. But reaching a high place is just the physical side of the story. The real secret lies in what happens the exact moment they finally reach your face. And it actually has to do with a silent, invisible chemistry that changes everything. 4. The silent chemistry of the climb. When your cat finally reaches your shoulder, what is the very first thing they do? They usually push their face right against yours, rubbing their cheeks and forehead along your jawline. This is not just them being affectionate, it is pure chemistry. Cats have special scent glands located around their temporal region, right near their ears and mouth. When they rub these glands against you, they are leaving invisible markers called pheromones. By climbing all the way up to your face, they are actively mixing their unique scent with yours. This creates what behaviorists call a communal scent. They are physically marking you as a permanent member of their family. If they just rubbed against your shin, the scent would wash off or be too far away from your own scent glands. They need to reach your face to make the bond official. 5. The ultimate feline handshake. Have you ever watched two friendly cats approach each other in the hallway? They usually raise their tails high in the air and gently tap their noses together. This is the standard polite greeting in the cat world. But here is the problem. Your face is situated 5 or 6 feet off the ground. Your cat desperately wants to perform this formal, friendly greeting with you, but you are simply too tall for a normal handshake. So, to complete the ritual, they have no other choice but to scale your body. They are literally climbing a mountain just to say hello to you in the only polite way they understand. 6. You are their anxiety anchor. Sometimes the climb has absolutely nothing to do with height or greetings, and everything to do with invisible stress. Have you ever noticed your cat suddenly climbing you when nothing in the room seems to have changed? Cats have incredibly sensitive paws. They can feel micro vibrations in the floorboards long before a loud noise happens, like a heavy truck driving by outside or a distant thunderclap. To them, the ground suddenly feels shaky and unsettled. So, they climb you to escape the vibrating floor. But it goes even deeper than that. that, cats can actually smell your stress. When you have a bad day or feel anxious, your body releases a hormone called cortisol. Your heart rate changes and your breathing shifts. Your cat picks up on all of this instantly. They might suddenly climb onto your chest to comfort you, or they might climb you because your sudden stress made them anxious too. In that moment, you become their solid anchor in an unpredictable environment. 7. They never learned the boundaries. If your adult cat is a chronic climber and uses their claws a bit too much, it might be related to their early kitten days. Studies from the Cornell Feline Health Center have explored how cats form attachment styles, pointing out a behavior known as single kitten syndrome. When kittens are separated from their mother and litter mates too early, usually before 8 weeks of age, they miss out on crucial lessons. In a normal litter, if a kitten plays too rough or climbs their brother too hard, the other kitten will yelp or push them away. This teaches them scratch inhibition. But hand-reared kittens, or those raised alone with humans, never get this feedback. They grow up thinking your leg is just a big, painless toy. They climb you because nobody ever taught them how much those curved claws actually sting. If you are finding these hidden cat secrets helpful, please subscribe to our channel. It really helps us create more videos to make your pet's life happier and healthier. And you can even share your own cat's climbing habits in the comments below. While the chemistry and comfort are beautiful, sometimes a sudden climb is not about love at all. Sometimes it is about pure control, manipulation, and a silent warning sign that you need to catch before things get out of hand. 8. Resource guarding and shoulder dominance. Let's talk about the cats who seem to climb you only when someone else is in the room. If you live in a multi-cat household, or if you have a dog, pay very close attention to exactly when the climb happens. If another pet walks into the living room and your cat immediately scales your body to sit right on your shoulder, that is not a random cudgel. That is a behavioral tactic called resource guarding. In the animal kingdom, whoever holds the highest ground holds the power. By perching on your shoulder, your cat is silently looking down at the other pets and sending a very clear, dominant message. They are saying that they own this human. You are their most valuable resource, and by physically draping themselves over your neck, they are claiming you and warning the others to stay away, all without ever having to start a physical fight. 9. The silent beg. Have you ever been busy cooking in the kitchen and your cat suddenly climbs your leg, so you quickly toss them a treat or a small piece of chicken just to get them off you? Well, you just fell right into their trap. Cats are incredibly smart, and they learn perfectly through cause and effect. If meowing near their bowl does not get your attention fast enough, they figure out a better way. They know that the physical shock of their claws gently digging into your leg will get a reaction from you exactly 100% of the time. Without realizing it, you accidentally trained them to do it. They learned that climbing you is the fastest button they can press to get a guaranteed snack. It is pure manipulation, and it works every single time. 10. The hidden medical warning. This is a point that most owners completely overlook, and it is something you absolutely must pay attention to for the sake of your pet's health. What does it mean when a cat who has never been a climber suddenly starts scaling your body? If you're older, seeing your cat starts frantically climbing you out of nowhere, do not just brush it off as a quirky new habit. A sudden, uncharacteristic burst of clinging, climbing, and hyperactivity in an older cat can actually be a serious red flag. It is often a sign of a medical condition called feline hyperthyroidism, or sometimes even feline cognitive decline, which is very similar to dementia in cats. When their thyroid goes into overdrive, it makes them feel intensely restless, confused, and desperate for constant physical contact to soothe their racing heart. If your senior cat suddenly turns into a mountain climber, a quick vet visit is definitely worth considering. So, now that you know exactly why they do it, from marking you as family to demanding treats or showing a medical warning sign, how do you actually stop it when it happens? Because, let's be honest, no matter how much you love your cat, those curved claws really hurt. The secret to getting them off safely without getting scratched is actually incredibly simple, but most people do the exact opposite and make the pain much worse. 11. The negative incline secret. When your cat suddenly launches onto your leg or back, your very first instinct is probably to grab them and pull them off. But remember those curved claws we talked about earlier. When you pull a cat backward away from your body, their natural survival reflex is to grip even tighter so they do not fall. That is exactly when the deep scratches happen. Instead of pulling them, you have to use gravity to your advantage. Feline behaviorists call this the negative incline. As soon as you feel them climbing, simply stop walking and slowly bow your upper body forward, leaning toward the ground. By changing the angle of your body, you take away their climbing surface. They can no longer hold on comfortably, so they will naturally and safely hop down to the floor on their own. No pulling, no panic, and most importantly, no scratches. 12. You are the only moving tree. If you successfully get them off, but they keep trying to climb you every single day, you have to look around your living room. Do you have a cat tree that is taller than your waist? If your home is perfectly clean with no high shelves, tall perches, or window beds for your cat to use, then you are the cat tree. You are the only tall object in the entire house that allows them to observe their territory safely. And the best part for them is that you actually move around from room to room, giving them a perfect view of everything. To stop your cat from climbing you, you have to give them a much better option. Placing a tall, sturdy cat tree near a window or right next to the couch where you usually sit gives them the height they desperately need, without using your shoulders to get it. Understanding why your cat climbs you changes everything. It turns a frustrating and sometimes painful moment into a deep realization about their wild instincts, their trust in you, and even their hidden stress. They are not trying to hurt you at all. They are just trying to survive, bond, and communicate in the only language they know. If you want to keep learning how to understand your cat's secret behaviors and make their life even better, please subscribe to our channel. We are here to help you build the strongest bond possible with your feline best friend.